No. Holds barred. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast Survivor Series War Games Preview. I'm Bobby Melendez, joined always by my tag team partner, Josh Kimmel. Josh, my man, it's been a while, bro. How you been? How's everything?
And since the last I've seen you, all I've done is beat up a couple monsters on my PlayStation 5 game. I'm obsessed with this new game. But guys, it is time to talk WWE. Is it called War Games Survivor Series? What is the official title of this PLE? What's going on, Joe?
It's Survivor Series War Games.
Like it's official now.
It is. It's War Games. That's it, right? But I'm excited for tonight, man. First off, shout out. I put a little joke there at the beginning. But you and I, we actually were on a show just a few hours ago on the Two Raw for SmackDown podcast with Adrian and Tony, Sean Stanley, and Frankie. So shout out to those guys. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed talking War Games with them, and now we are here to discuss War Games ourselves and discuss the possibilities, the winners, the losers, the impact on whoever wins or loses. And then, of course, will there be any surprises? We're going to discuss that. Before we do get into that, I hope everybody had a Thanksgiving. Josh, I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, it's Thanksgiving. Football, croissants. A lot of croissants. I love, dude. What's better than a croissant? Nothing, right, Bobby? Are you a croissant guy? You know what? Get your dinner roll, your rolls, your Hawaiian. You could have that any day of the week. For some reason,
I like that cornbred, man. I love cornbread.
Oh, you do cornbread? We don't do cornbread.
You see? I like cornbread.
Yeah, see, we mess up over here. I only had one slice of pumpkin pie. I kept it light on Thanksgiving because I knew I had a 4-day weekend. I was off, obviously Thursday. I was off Friday. Saturday. I'm gonna be eating all week, all day, every day. So I took it light, Bobby. Are you a heavy eater? I'm sure you are. We all are, but I usually am.
To be honest, for Thanksgiving, I am. Thanksgiving because I wait for this all year. My wife and I'm not knocking anybody else's cooking, whether it's the husband or the wife who does the Thanksgiving turkey, whatever. Not doing that. But I will say, at least in my opinion, and when they do come here, when we do have visitors, they agree. My wife makes the best turkey. She's not the greatest cook or not. I'm not knocking. It's just facts. She knows that. But when it comes to Thanksgiving, it comes to turkey, she goes to town on that damn thing. I mean, and she doesn't, it's not, there's some turkey that's dry, and it's kind of like, you got to like drink a lot in order to, no, man, the day before she is, injecting that thing with all types of flavors and juices and everything else. And I mean, I look forward to Thanksgiving turkey. So I'm going to have more. And I mean, I didn't get to have it yesterday because yesterday the family wanted to go out. We decided, hey, well, it's too crazy. It's Black Friday. Let's not do that. But then it was like, we'll go later in the afternoon. Wrong. It was still crazy. It was ridiculous. People are like, I judge people. I'm like, who are you? Florida plates? Why are you here? Like, I'm judging people as I'm driving. I'm getting really rude. But it was awesome. But we didn't get to have Thanksgiving dinner yesterday. and so I'm going to have it for lunch today. And yeah, man, just looking. I'm not a big, it's crazy. I don't know what happened, but my appetite's very small. You may look at me and go, oh, Bobby must eat a lot. I don't. I have a very small appetite. But for Thanksgiving, I opened up a little bit and I was able to enjoy it.
Well, look, we're going to enjoy some Survivor Series. I'm actually going to order pizza tonight because I've about had enough of holiday food for now. Holiday food will be had in a couple more weeks in Christmas time, but I'm gonna watch the Survivor. I decided, Bobby. Remember on the show we were on previously? I'm like, might watch it the day after. No, I'm going to be in the moment. John Cena's last pay-per-view appearance of all time, so I'm gonna be in the moment. I just want to let everyone know when we talk about these matches, we're gonna go, oh, this could happen. Brie can show up. I'm not expecting anything. I'm not expecting anything crazy to happen tonight. I'm expecting almost zero surprises. So, Bobby, with that being said, do you want to get right on into it? Do you want to talk about your expectations going into it? How do you want to handle this?
Well, we'll switch our little window here before we jump right into it. And since we have discussed it previously on Rainy Day Pod, we'll get right back into it and we will discuss it like we never discussed it before. But just a few notes. We'll first off for Monday Night Raw. We had the little bit of with Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Reigns finishing that up after their little promo at the beginning, saying, stopping and saying, either one, you could be the captain. One of those belts will look really good on me. So hinting at a potential feud down the line. CM Punk's like, you talking about me? He's like, you figure it out. So that's interesting. Look at seeing how that might play out into War Games, if it plays out into War Games. Sucky news. I think it was this Raw. Maybe I may, unless I'm crazy, it's the Raw before, but I think it was this one. Penta getting injured and possibly being out for the foreseeable future, doing a hurricane on the outside. That really sucked. Didn't look too, it did. I guess, yeah, it will. It didn't look like it was too scary, but I assume based off where kind of how he landed with his shoulder and his neck, obviously he was in a lot of pain. A lot of people were disappointed that Gunther defeated Carmelo Hayes. And I'm kind of like, why? Why are we shocked by this? He deserved it. He's been working so hard. He's, guys, it's wrestling. It's a job. It's a story. Like, I don't really like this whole deserve thing. It's like, let's just, like, you know what I mean? It depends if you're over, like, yeah, the internet community must love him, but is he getting over with the crowds? Is he getting over on camera? No, Gunther's Gunther. He's not going to beat Gunther. Let's just be real.
Hey, Bobby.
Yeah.
In the next Batman movie, let the Joker win. Like, they worked really hard. That actor worked really hard. Let the Joker win. He worked really hard.
It's like a guy on YouTube who does impersonations decides that he sees the new Batman movies coming out. He decides to put a bunch of face paint on that he bought from Spirit Halloween. And he goes and he does a whole little promo, and he's really good Jack Nicholson Joker that he performs. And he sends that into DC, and he's making a big promo on TikTok. Guys, send tweets to James Gunn. Keep sending out tweets, man. Send him my picture. Send him this, send him that. And then they go ahead and they give it to William Dafoe. William Dafoe's the new Joker. And then people are like, nah, man, Joe Schmo should have been Joker, man. He deserves it. It's like, come on, dude. Let's be real. William Dafoe's going to get the role. But
do you get my point, though? It's a role of a movie, like or a show. Like Carmelo Hayes put on a great show. He puts on great shows to lose. Yeah. He's so athletic. His job in the WWE, whether you guys like it or not, is to make everyone else look good. Yeah. AKA Shelton Benjamin or AKA Dolph Ziggler. Those people were booked to make other people look good. Simple. That's what Carmelo Hayes' role is. He's never going to be a big superstar. Sorry.
Sorry. LA Knight. No, excuse me. That's not LA Knight. LA Knight was SmackDown, but very quick. The big brawl at the end for men's War Games. Of course, the biggest thing, though, out of all that was Brock slipping on stage. He said it was sticky and he slipped. He did a good save, though. It wasn't funny. The slip was hilarious. But rolling right back up on the other side and putting the hat on Paul Heyman and running down, that was a good save. And then SmackDown, LA Knight defeated The Miz. Jey Uso defeated Rusev. People were so, oh man, Rusev should have won. Rusev should have won. It's like, come on. And then, of course, Solo Sikoa, after the MFT won the traditional War Games match, Solo Sikoa was attacked by the Wyatt Six. And I think that's what wrapped SmackDown. So yeah, he put it on Braun Breaker at the end. Excuse me, not Paul Heyman. But yeah, him jumping right back to his feet was impressive. I never seen a bigger slip and fall that people will just kind of get up and kind of be embarrassed. He just got up, rolled up, laughed, and went in ring and started destroying everybody. It's like freaking monster, dude. It's like whatever, bro. Yeah. But that's SmackDown, and very interesting. What do you think of Jey Uso and LA Knight advancing into the John Cena tournament?
It's shaping up to be what it's supposed to be. So is LA Knight facing Jey Uso next? Is that the matchup?
I think so, yeah.
Is that the matchup? Who's Gunther gonna face? I'm so lost with this tournament. I really
Solo,
am.
No? Solo because Solo beat Penta. I think that's how it's gonna go.
So it'd be Solo. So this is the final four? This is it?
I think so.
I think Jey Uso and LA Knight should be depending on who we think is going to win. Do we really want LA Knight versus Gunther just for LA Knight to lose again? Wouldn't that be worse? Wouldn't it be better off of him losing to Jey Uso to protect LA Knight a little bit more than Jey Uso can lose to Gunther? That makes more sense, right? Having LA Knight lose another big match.
Yeah, I think it would be better for Jey to win just so he could lose to Gunther if that is the plan and the way they want to go. Just because, first off, and you got the story between Gunther and Jey Uso. I mean, these two fought multiple times for the championships, for the world championship, and now they're fighting for the opportunity to face John Cena. So I think it would, and of course, Jey has that story with John Cena in regards of the Royal Rumble eliminating him. Even though, I don't think he's really going to win. I think Gunther's going to get it, but. Yeah, I think it would be better for Jey to win just so LA Knight doesn't lose to Gunther and he's like, he can never get over that hump. Let him get over Jey. Maybe Jey turns heel tonight, maybe. And maybe that's how he defeats Jey Uso, not clean. I mean, defeats LA Knight, not clean, and kind of saves LA Knight in regards to, because people are mad.
So my question, when does the massive John Cena banner get hung up and every Raw or SmackDown, so when Gunther wins, he could point to the John Cena sign, like they do the WrestleMania sign? Like this tournament, they're not doing a great job, Bobby, and this is just my opinion. You guys might have a different one. They're not making it a big enough deal. I don't hear, like, what I mean by that is I don't hear anyone cut a promo of why they want to win it. I don't hear the passion. And maybe I'm not watching the shows enough. Maybe I'm missing these parts of the shows. But I feel like every single person should have a reason why they want to face John Cena, and no one has vocalized that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why does Solo want to win? Why does he? Did he let anyone know? Did I miss that segment? Why does Gunther want to win? Has he come out there and cut a promo about how he wants to put John Cena down? I wish they would have put more of a story of like why each competitor wants to win this tournament. I know why the Miz wants to win it. That's the only one. That's the only person why I know, because he's upset that he never got his last match. But why does LA Knight want to win so bad? Has that been said? Where's the motivation?
Yeah,
To me, it's weak booking. That's all. Maybe you guys see it different. Do you see it my way? Am I crazy?
No, I absolutely get it. And that's why, again, we'll get into Survivor Series and the John Cena Dom match. But I think that then that's when it will mean something more, because you're right. We know. And I'm sure, the smart, intelligent guy will say, oh, it's just facing John Cena. That's the big thing here. You're going to get to face John Cena in his final match. But WWE hasn't done anything but promote, oh, this is Saturday main event, John Cena's final match. But it's not really, for me, I agree with you. I think if it was I would tell the wrestlers, really push this, man. Like, treat this as a championship. You're going to have to face the greatest of all time. Do your little promo package of John Cena from the start to finish, his greatest matches of all time. Make it like a big deal. 17, never seen 17, all the champion, make it a big deal. And then have the Gunther come up on a microphone, cut a promo on camera, why he should be the guy to retire John Cena. Jey Uso, why he should be the guy to retire John Cena. So I beat John Cena before. I'm going to beat him now. Now it's going to mean something. These two are maybe going on the mic saying why they should go at John Cena. Not keep John Cena in the background. He's the championship. He comes out, he cuts his promo. He does it with Dom. That's it. But to everyone else, he's the championship. You want to get to John Cena, you got to win the tournament. Treat it like a big deal. They haven't really done that. We know John Cena retiring is a big deal. We already know that in the final match, everyone's going to want to watch that match so they could say, I saw John Cena's last match. Whoever, the people who are buying tickets, they're going to buy tickets not for anything else but to see John Cena wrestle his last match. They don't care who's on the other side of him. WWE has not made it a big enough deal to care about who's going to be on the other side. It doesn't matter. That's why, again, I think it should have been Dominic Mysterio. It would have mattered a little more, but they're doing Dominic tonight for the second time. And that's why, for everything you said, is why I said on Rainy Day Podcast, 2 Raw for SmackDown, why I believe John Cena goes out on top tonight, because it will mean more at Saturday Night Main Event when it's for the Intercontinental title. It's going to be more for an LA Knight against John Cena for the IC title. It's going to be more for Gunther to reclaim the title that he was the longest reigning one of the best Intercontinental champions of all time. It's going to be more for Jey Uso, which may not, because he doesn't really mean much to him, but it'll mean more to those guys. Solo Sikoa, who had the U.S. title, now he could have the IC title. For everything you said, that's why I believe tonight, even though I'm kind of racing here, I think John Cena comes out on top. I wouldn't hate Dominic winning. I think it would be huge for Dominic, but for all you said about how they've built this up, I think the Intercontinental title has to be on the line in John Cena's final match for that very reason, to make it mean more to the audience.
I mean, we'll see. We'll get there. Do you want to just go in straight into that match?
Well, let's get into it, brother. Let's get into War Games.
Let's do it.
You want to go ahead and just get into Dom and John Cena, since we're already on it. You kind of know where I'm at. Again, I'll just say this. I think they had a very good match in match 1. I think they'll have a better match in match 2, because this is and people like, I know I said I wanted Dominic Mysterio. My prediction was Dominic Mysterio being his final opponent, but I think this is just as huge because he gets to wrestle John Cena in the last 2 out of his 3 matches. That just tells you what WWE thinks of Dominic Mysterio. That tells you what John Cena thinks of Dominic Mysterio. To trust him to be in this situation. Is he the best in-ring guy? No. Is he good? Could he be great? Sure. But he's the better all-around character. He is the future of the WWE, more as a heel, as a face. And he has that natural fan appeal. It's not like a forced fans love you type of thing. No, the fans love him because he's so good at what he does as a heel, as an entertainer, as a wrestler. He follows in the footsteps, obviously, of his dad, but of the second, third generation guys. Randy Orton, Charlotte Flair, Cody Rhodes. I mean, there are so many The Rock, so many of those guys that came after their dad. And their dad, first off, Ray's dad is one of, if not the greatest he's one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time, more than likely the greatest luchador of all time. He can end up being better than what his dad was, because he has so much more versatility as a character in the ring, where his dad, I enjoyed him as a heel in WCW. But you can never go heel with Rey Mysterio right now. You see Charlotte is another one where, Ric Flair is the greatest in-ring competitor, entertainer. What he did in WCW, as a champion, going from other places. Ric Flair could have the same match, but you're still going to jump up and go crazy for it. Charlotte, though, and in ring, a little less as character, but getting there, could be better than what her dad was, at least in where she stands now. And it's the same thing as Dom. Randy Orton, obviously way better than what his dad was. Cody Rhodes, even though as great as Dusty. But so Dom's in that formula. So Dom getting this opportunity to be John Cena's second to last opponent twice over is huge for Dominic Mysterio. So that's why I understand the points that were being said today on 2 Raw for SmackDown, and shout out to those guys. I loved hanging out with them. I thought it was great. Frankie was awesome. Sean and Tony, and of course, Adrian, great guys. But, it's like, oh, he has to win. He's in San Diego. He has to win. It's like, why do we need a feel-good moment for Dominic Mysterio? His whole career right now is a feel-good moment. He's not leaving anytime. This is John Cena's run. And the fact is, I think fans would be happier to see a John Cena win over that, but I don't think that's what's going to play the cards. I think the better story would be John Cena winning to have that title on the line for the tournament, the end of the final match, and what could play out for Dominic Mysterio, because him losing might not, maybe there's not a betrayal tonight, but him losing could have the Judgment Day going, why do we even have you here? You're not holding up your end, even though he's a AAA champion. And that might drive the story. I think the better story for both parties is John winning, Dom losing.
You're wrong, but it's okay. No, it really is. I truly hear you, and I understand. I would be okay with the IC title being on the line in John Cena's last match versus Gunther. Wouldn't make sense for LA Knight. I don't care about LA Knight in that spot. For Gunther, it makes sense because he wants his title back. On the other show, we did this earlier in the day. The other guys thought it was a downgrade. I don't see it as a downgrade. I see it as a stepping stone to getting yourself back up on the horse. That Gunther made that title, the IC title, very important. John Cena holding it is very important. Dominic Mysterio is a top 3 character on that show. He makes that very important. That's a very important title. I don't know why we're talking about it like it's the Vince McMahon era IC title. It's no longer. It's not even close to the US title. The US title is more like the bottom dweller title. IC title is literally very close to, I wouldn't say the world championship, but come on, the guys fighting for it, John Cena, Gunther, Dom, those are world heavyweight championship guys. So
100%.
that wouldn't be a downgrade for Gunther to win that title.
Nope.
So, but I didn't say this on the other show, and I thought about it, and I didn't show my whole hand, just to let you guys know as a guest on another show. I wanted to bring some new, fresh content here, and what's wrong? I want to explode on you. I want to explode on you so hard. What's wrong with having hometown heroes? CM Punk, we know, is Chicago. So when he's in Chicago, we know that's CM Punk City. Back in the day when Britt Baker went to Pittsburgh, we knew that was Britsburg. It was a massive homecoming for her every time. I like when they bring out like, oh, we're coming to my home in San Diego. With him winning in San Diego would go, oh, wow, Dom did the unthinkable in his hometown with the people behind him in his home territory. So now every time there could possibly be a big match, that would be like in San Diego. I like that stuff. Sami Zayn in Canada. I like those kind of territorial things. So they could feed off that in future feuds, future programs down the road. I think Dom wins this match. I don't think he cheats in a way where it's so obvious. I think he cheats in a way where he earns John Cena's respect. I think at the end of the day, we see these two either shaking hands or John smiling because he got outsmarted by Dominic Mysterio. I think this is going to be a very fun, innocent match in that way. I don't think we see Finn Balor or JD. If we do, they're not going to be because of the outcome. It's going to be because Dom outsmarted John, possibly in a heel way, but I want to think in a more of a I outsmarted you like an Eddie Guerrero kind of way. So we'll see there. I do think Dom wins this match semi-clean, and he has to.
You're talking as if Dominic's a babyface, though. I mean, every point you're saying is a babyface point. He's not a babyface. Home field advantage. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, babyface. I don't know what Britt Baker was. I know she's a dentist. I don't know if she was a babyface when she went to wherever she went to. But you're okay. Well, but again, babyface, like that's where it matters to me. I mean, Rey Mysterio, who's bigger in San Diego, Rey Mysterio or Dominic Mysterio? WWE might see it, Rey Mysterio. So Rey comes in favor for John Cena, saves John Cena. John Cena wins. Rey and John are standing in the ring. Again, the whole San Diego thing or, home field advantage. Yeah, that works for a baby face, not for the heel. Not for the heel. And, he wins clean, which would be nice. But again, are we trying to get Dominic clean heat? Are we trying to get is the point of him to make him look good? Looking good is pushing the fire, is lighting the fire. What gets him more heated? What gets him more heat? Is it John Cena celebrating in the ring with the belt and then Dom hitting him from behind to ruin the final celebration of, I think that would work better than Dom standing in the ring with 2 belts celebrating in mid-card match, with the fireworks going off. That's what the last appearance of John Cena in San Diego should be, is laying on his back while Dom's celebrating. Wow. This is a feel-good moment. I can't wait to watch this in 10 years. No one wants to see that crap. They want to see John Cena, with the IC title at the end of his match in San Diego. The fans go happy. So, man, we saw John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio. Man, John Cena won. We got to see John Cena match. That's what they want to see. That's better. Not heel Dom winning in his hometown. This ain't a final hoorah offer. He's gonna have his final win. He'll have a win there one day, maybe when he's in his 40s in his final match. Then we'll go to San. Then you can get me in 20, 30 years, whatever it is going to be, when Dom's about to retire. And you're like, Bobby's going to win in San Diego. I was like, yeah, now you're right.
You've lost it, brother. You've gone full Russo. You've gone full Bischoff.
Russo.
You've gone off the whip. Listen, this isn't the 90s.
Russo would have Dominic win.
No, this isn't the 90s, brother. They are testing the waters to see if he can turn. This whole Finn Balor storyline and why it's dragging out. I truly believe they're testing to go, who do we turn babyface here? Do we turn Finn Balor and this side babyface? Do we turn Dom? Because they're stuck. They're stuck where if someone turns or if they split up, naturally somebody has to become the babyface. And naturally, both of these characters don't work. He doesn't work. He doesn't work as a babyface. He never has.
He does work. Yes, he does.
Never has.
He's better. I don't see him as a heel whatsoever. I can't stand him on the mic as a heel. Make him a babyface. He's very good in the ring. Not so much on the mic. Make him a babyface. It saves him a lot better. Dom is better as a heel. Come on. This is not rocket science. You don't need to go to Harvard to figure this out.
Do you know what comes with babyface Finn Balor? Demon Finn Balor.
I know, and that's why he should go to AEW, do what he does best, and then get out. That he'll work well there. Brother. Come on now. What are we doing? What are we doing here? It's not so hard. This, it's not hard. It's just not hard. But
Dom wins 1, 2, 3, gets a feel good moment. We're all laughing. We're all having a great time.
We're not laughing. No.
I'm laughing. Having a great time. I'm having a great time.
You're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate it.
I'm gonna think this is the best thing in my life. Dom wins. What? Woohoo! I mean, I guess you forgot about WrestleMania. It's cool. You forgot when he won it at WrestleMania, the reaction he got. You just forgot that.
As a heel.
It still worked.
As a heel. It's WrestleMania. And it was 4 guys. It wasn't just one. It wasn't John Cena in his second to last match. Come on, Josh. But either way, I'm not going to hate it. I'm a Dom guy. I enjoy Dom.
He has him up in the AA.
Oh,
Dom gets the bell hammer out of his boot while he's in the AA. Hits John in the face. Does a little sunset thing. We get a ref bump. We get a frog splash. 1, 2, 3. But the ref's not there to count. So we're like, Dom's gonna win this match, but no one's there. We get a new ref in there. John Cena tries to do the AA. Dom counters it. 1, 2, 3. Quick count. Dom sneaks out of there with the championship. John Cena's like, oh, he got me. Oh, he got me. Then we move on to the next match.
Let's move on to the next match. I'll let you pick the next match we discuss.
We'll save the 2 War Games matches for last. Let's go with I'm shocked everyone has gone sour on Miss Vaquer already versus Nikki Bella, the new heel. I'm shocked. I'm totally floored that people are even talking about consideration of Nikki Bella winning this matchup. I am willing to bet my house that Nikki Bella doesn't ever win the WWE Women's Championship in this run, ever. I don't think they would just quit on Stephanie Vaquer so quickly, so fast. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't remember what you thought or what your stance was on this matchup, but I don't see Triple H giving up on things, even if they're not working. Things didn't work for a very long time in many storylines, and he kept on going with them. He loves Stephanie Vaquer. It's one of his prized possessions of the roster. I don't see him just giving her the title after it was vacant going, you know what? We think Nikki Bella is the better option here, so we're just going to go with her. Now, I know what you're probably going to say. Well, she can chase. She's a better chaser. She is. But she could chase somebody else. So with that being said, I don't think there's much to talk about from me in this match. I think this is going to be a runaway. Stephanie Vaquer wins easily. I don't see an argument here.
Look, I see Justin's comment. Shout out to Justin. First off, yes. Again, I don't see her losing the belt as a knock on her or a way of saying we're stepping away from her or whatever. You could easily say, pull the belt off her, have her go on the chase. It's a better run. Again, And you can say, oh, Nikki has not had a good match. First off, again that flop that everybody loves to point to with Nikki Bella, and I'm not jumping on it, but the flop on Nikki Bella has never been the greatest wrestler. I think people forget that. I think because she's a Hall of Famer, people are like, oh, their matches are so. She was a diva. She's from the diva reign, and she did better than most divas in that thing. So let's put it in perspective. And that what do you call that flop or whatever the hell it's called when she went to go do a move, that was on Becky not being in place in that move. Nikki Bella, this was a harder match to choose from because I am a Stephanie Vaquer fan, but also because I agree at the same time, it's like she just got the belt. She needs heels. Nikki turned heel. This is easy to go. You just make it happen. And now you throw it to somebody else. But who's the next person? If AJ Lee's tied up with Becky Lynch is not going to be the next person. Then who's after that? Asuka? Nia? Kairi Sane? Who's the next person? I think you go with Nikki Bella. It's easier for a heel to be champion and not the greatest wrestler. It's easy for that because they could use weapons, they could cheat, they could roll around, especially if they have an interference. It's easier for someone who's not as good in the ring than someone that's great in the ring to be a heel and be the champion because you have other avenues to win that match. Compared to a babyface, your style is to win clean. So it's obvious that if you're not that great a wrestler, and you're just winning clean and maybe the heel's the better wrestler, fans are going to point that out. Oh, dude, look, he sucks. Why is he the champion? Jey Uso, John Cena, everything. But if they were heels, it's not going to freaking matter because they're using weapons. They're cheating. They're supposed to suck. And so again, I don't think it's a mistake or a knock on Stephanie Vaquer or any kind of inclination of what Triple H or anybody thinks of Stephanie if they shock the world and have Nikki Bella win tonight. It makes a lot more sense. Again, this was hard. I had Stephanie for all this whole time. I have a she here. I had it unread for Stephanie Vaquer. But the more I thought about it, the more it made sense for Nikki Bella to win because she is the heel. It's better for Stephanie Vaquer to do the chase and Stephanie could win it again. But right now it makes more sense. And again, I don't see it as a knock on Stephanie for Nikki to win this match. So I'm sticking to my guns. I think it makes sense more for Nikki to win because it's more opponents and it makes Stephanie the chaser and it can open more. It can, again, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte, Alexa, AJ Lee, Io Sky. There's so many other baby faces that make good competition for a heel compared to the baby face because there's not really good heel opponents for a Stephanie right now.
If the idea is for Liv to come back and face Nikki Bella for the title, then sure. If the idea is for Nikki Bella to win it just for Stephanie to win it back, we're wasting everybody's time. If Stephanie Vaquer is not chasing Nikki Bella, then we're wasting her time because she's in her prime and she needs to be facing Rhea Ripley or Io Sky at WrestleMania, not Nikki Bella. We're wasting all of our times. Wouldn't you be more interested in Rhea Ripley versus Miss Stephanie Vaquer? I know I would. I know Justin would. I know 99.9% of the people would. I know everybody but Nikki Bella and her family would prefer Stephanie Vaquer versus a Rhea Ripley. But I guess we're going to get this Nikki. No, come on. This is going to be a one and done. Stephanie's moving on. What's Rhea going to do after War Games? Rhea needs an overhaul. She needs to turn heel. She will turn heel very soon. I definitely think the main event match we're getting at WrestleMania will be Rhea and Stephanie. Stephanie's not losing this title, people. She's holding it to WrestleMania. That's the money match. Not Nikki Bella. It's 2025.
She wasn't even supposed to have the belt right now. This is what people tend to forget. They think that, she got this belt and this is supposed to be her big push. This is an early win. She didn't win. She wasn't supposed to have this. This was supposed to be Naomi. This is what's supposed to be Stephanie Vaquer. She won it because Naomi got pregnant. So we're wasting time. No, we're building Stephanie Vaquer as a legitimate superstar in WWE, not as the champion. She just got here. It's to build her up as a legitimate superstar. And again, you could have Nikki surprise the world, be the heel. Two PLEs later, Stephanie's back on top, and then you move her on to Rhea because Rhea's still in the whole Asuka car, all this other stuff. There's so much story to build up there. You're not wasting time. You're building a story. Why do we always I told my kid this yesterday. We were trying to decide because again, it was like 25 minutes to get to this mall. But by the time you got to the mall, it took an hour to go around the loop because everybody's bumper to bumper just to go around and get to the mall. But you know what you could do? You could actually keep going, get to the next exit. It feels faster because now the cars are moving faster. You're not in that stuck lane, but you go around, only get sidetracked and go slower on this because now you're going the opposite way. And now you're not only having the mall traffic, but you're having the hotel traffic. My son says, Dad, we could take the shortcut, but sometimes the shortcut leads to it gets harder. I go, that's right. It's true. There's a lot of people that love to just take the shortcut. Let's just get to the end story here. I don't want to see all this extra steps. Let's just get to the end. I just want to get to, let's not just sit back and enjoy. We have to keep it here. I just want to go here because I want to see this. No, just sit back and enjoy the story, brother. Just let it be.
So I understand what you're getting at. I do. But I'm going to use this example because I used to be like you, and I still am in some cases. But, okay, we have this person and this person. We have them in their prime. But let's wait till X season. Let's wait till WrestleMania. Let's wait till this, whatever it may be, right? There's a timeline. Sometimes those timelines don't ever come about. For example, I always bring this up because it was valid today because when I was scrolling through YouTube, I actually watched this match today. Bryan Danielson debuted in AEW on September 5th, 2021. I'm thinking we're getting Bryan Danielson versus this person. I'm booking the whole thing, right? We get Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega literally 2 weeks after the debut on a random Dynamite. At first, I'm like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why aren't we waiting? Why are we rushing into this? Guess what? If we would have waited, we wouldn't have got it. I'm glad we do this. We have Stephanie in her prime. We have Rhea in her prime. We got to do it. What are we waiting on? For what? For an injury? For something to happen? For someone to fall off their prime? For this to happen? I don't know. Bobby just fell off the prime. I guess I'm just by myself now. That's fine. I can carry a show. But Justin says Rhea Ripley or Becky will work for Mania. Yeah, Stephanie versus them and Liv. Like, let's not forget, if Liv comes back, I know she has to deal with Roxanne and yada, yada, yada. I hope they wrap that up soon. I'm really interested in that. Liv Morgan's more of a main event player. But that's the thing. You think you have a matchup. Oh, we have Liv Morgan in her prime. She's going to be the champion. She's going to do this. She's going to do that. Oh, she gets hurt. So what do? Look at the AEW side. Will Ospreay, Trick Williams, Swerve Strickland. You got MJF. Where are they all at? They're all on the shelf right now, either away filming a movie, injured, whatever it may be. All those matches we could have had, but we're waiting on. But people get hurt all the time. So that's why I don't think we should be wasting our time with Nikki Bella as champion. Nikki Bella is just a filler in the story of Stephanie Vaquer on her journey to greatness, whereas Nikki Bella is merely a side quest boss on a PLE because she's a big name and ESPN wanted big names, but she is just a side quest boss that she will easily defeat when she meets the master boss of Rhea Ripley. So nice of you to return.
Sorry, I don't know what happened, but it's all good. I'm back now. All right. Moving on. What do you got? Okay. You want to do the women's War Games match?
Yeah, why not? I thought I had time to think about it after the podcast because everyone was very, very, very on the babyface side. They were very, very heavily on the Becky still going to continue to lose side, which eventually she has to turn that around. But yeah, let's get into it. We have, who are these people in this match? We have, I lost my page. Bobby, do you have that in front of you? I lost my page.
Yeah, we got Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and AJ Lee versus Asuka, Kairi Sane, Nia, Lash Legend, and Becky Lynch. War Games, which I think should have been a traditional Survivor Series match. I think they should have one War Games match and one Survivor Series match, since it is Survivor Series.
But Bobby, he's frozen again. But Bobby, since you can't answer this question, How is Io going to jump off the cage with the trash can in a regular Survivor Series match? But Bobby, how is Kairi Sane going to do an insane elbow off the top of the cage the same time that Io Sky is doing the moonsault? Because you know they're going to both climb the cage on either direction. You know, one's going to get there before the other. You know, one's going to stay there crouched looking for Io. Io, are you up yet? Are you up yet? And then Io's going to be up and gives her the thumbs up. All right, guys, let's do the elbow and the moonsault at the same time. That's what's going to happen. That you can't do that in a traditional Survivor Series match, Bobby. You got to do that in a War Games type of setting. I'm not into it, man. I'm not into it. I don't feel the need for it. The women's, let me tell you this. Do I support blood and guts? AEW? No, I do not. I think it's ridiculous. I think bleeding within 3 minutes of a match is ridiculous. I think that what they did to poor Sky Blue is ridiculous. That girl should have not bled. Whatever. We'll talk about WWE now. You can't, if you watch both or you're familiar with both or you're on social media, you can't watch this War Games match with these women and take it serious after what you saw on Wednesday. It's I know your argument, take what they do, it's separate. I understand that, Bobby, but you can't watch a college football game and go, wow, that guy did this and that and blah, 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 blah. It was awesome. Or from my case, I can't watch an NFL game and go, well, that was awesome. These are professional athletes. I can't watch college and go and expect the same greatness. I can't. It's not the same thing, but I can compare the two, right, Bobby? I'm allowed to compare the two.
Sure.
So I can't watch this blood and guts match where women are literally killing themselves, literally doing what should be in a war game, like realistically in a War Games match, versus what we're going to see, this choreographed backflip sessions, choreographed spots. It's going to be a lot of choreographed stuff, sloppy spots. I'm not excited for it, Bobby, but I think Becky needs to get her win back. I'm sticking strong to it. She needs to get her win back. She can't job to Maxine Dupree, let AJ Lee get over on her again. She needs to get her win back. Will she? I don't think so, but I think she has to. Were you on the side of the baby faces winning?
Yeah, and it's because how I think the final War Games match is going to be. I think the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. I think for both ends, because I do have Nia getting the pin tonight, but I think it will be either AJ Lee or Becky Lynch. Whatever side wins, it's going to be one of those two because that's where the story is. And it might, and again, I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to say it's the baby faces that are going to win this match, and I'm going to stay with Nia Jax because she's the weak link. No disrespect to her, it's just what it is. But if it is the baby faces that win, it's going to be Becky Lynch who gets the pin. But if it's the heels, I'm going to go with AJ Lee getting the pin. But I'm sticking with that. And again, I think this will be the high spots, big moment type match. And I assume we will see some big spots on the men's War Games match because you do have Jimmy and Jay. You got Logan Paul in there. Bronson Reed was a big spot guy. Hopefully he doesn't tear up an ankle again. But with the women's match, I expect this to be the more fun match of it. You're right. They won't be able to have their normal spots with a regular Survivor Series match. And again, if you want to have the women's War Games match, then make the men's the traditional Survivor Series. Actually, I love War Games. I'm a WCW guy, but I do love the traditional Survivor Series matchups. I thought they were always very entertaining, especially when it's like 4 or 5 against 1, and then the one comes back and wipes them all out. And, I miss those matches. So I think that would have been better if this one or the other one would have been it. But yeah, I'm sticking with the women. I'm sticking with the baby faces to win because I do believe the men's heels are going to win the final one, the main event.
So let's get right into the men.
And Justin, I'm with you, brother. Yeah, the lack of blood in War Games makes me miss the old WCW editions. Yes, and again, I wish they would follow that too. I wish it would be. You remember what was it? Was the one that DDP won? That he won he was the number 1 contender. And I always found, now that I think about it, I go, man, how is that supposed to work? If it was, but it was Team WCW, Team NWO, Team Wolfpack in War Games. The winner, the one who gets the pin or the submission, is the number 1 contender. And now, you think about it like, okay, if they were to integrate that into WWE, who's to say like these guys wouldn't start beating on each other to get that final pin. That's why I think, if you were to mix Survivor Series traditional with a War Games and have like an elimination pinfall type of thing, I think that would make War Games so much fun, because that one fall pinfall thing, it's good. I don't mind it. Obviously, I'm a traditionalist when it comes to War Games, but I think if you add that little thing, like it's a war game, you win, a guy could get eliminated, and imagine 1 against 5 in a War Games scenario. That's crazy. Yeah, man. War Games. There you go. Dangerous Alliance for Sting's babyface. Yeah. But go ahead. Men's War Games, brother.
So it's an all-star match, and what we're gonna see, this is like how the Royal Rumble used to be. We used to go into the Royal Rumble going, okay, we're gonna need the main event. All right, we're gonna know who the main event of WrestleMania is. All right. Now the story is in the Royal Rumble. Who eliminates who? Why did he get eliminated? Why did this happen? Why that sparked feuds into WrestleMania? Now we're using the War Games match too. Brock Lesnar, who's he going to be in a program with after this match? Is it going to be Roman Reigns? Is it going to be anyone else? Is it going to be CM Punk? What's next for Brock Lesnar? We might get that tonight. Cody Rhodes, where's he going to go after this? Is he going to be involved with Paul Heyman in the Vision? Is Braun Breaker headed over there? Like, there's a lot that can happen tonight. That's what's making this 5-on-5 War Games interesting. And also, who's going to turn? Will there be a turn? Will someone on the babyface say, F this, I'm done? I think that's a silly situation. Just logically think about it, Bobby. You're on my team. You're with me. You were fighting with me for 50 minutes in this War Games match. But in the last 30 seconds, the whole plan, the whole time, was to super kick Roman Reigns in the face and then to let Bronson Reed or whoever get a pin. That seems kind of silly. If you were going to turn on someone, you would just do it Brock Lesnar style right away. I always hated that. WCW did that the most. Somebody would get beat up. And then the next episode or later that night on Nitro, the person who got beat up helped the people that beat him up. It was all a ruse. You just beat the crap out of this dude. Like, that's, to me, silly. It's overdoing it. So
that's silly, but not them fighting the cops. That you went on me like crazy last week about me saying that I can't stand segments that involve beating up the cops and the cops don't tase the guy, but them beating at each other and then turning on it for each other is not crazy. Oh, brother, come on, man.
They're superheroes. They're superheroes. No. They're superheroes. They can beat up cops, but it doesn't make sense. So the Superman, or I'm just trying to think about, I don't know who's a superhero that turn bad. They don't just go the whole movie fighting Thanos, and then in the last 30 seconds of the movie go, oh, Thanos, this is all the plan. Sorry, I just had to beat your ass for the last 90 minutes, but now I'm just gonna kill Tony Stark for you. That wouldn't work for me, brother. So I don't think there's gonna be a turn. Could there be someone coming out? Someone, I don't know. Or like, is Roman Reigns the last person? That's when the turn happens. So he doesn't fight with them amongst for like 30 minutes. He does come out and just go, screw this.
Oh, he will be the last. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns are going to be the two. I can't see where Roman Reigns comes out first, or Brock Lesnar. Those two are going to be the main attraction for them to come out. So there you go. If that is the case, then we'll look a little deeper and like, okay, is something going to go down? But we know he's going to take, Roman's going to get licks in, Brock's to get his licks in, it's just the way it is. It happens all the time. And then all of a sudden they turn and here they go. I'm intrigued what's going to wrap up with this match. And, I know like when we started True Raw for SmackDown and so, like, I'm not excited about this. I'm not excited about this. I am, dude. I'm looking at this show and again, I know I'm a mark for War Games. I know I'm nostalgic towards it. But the more I think about it, I do like the build that they've done so far with the men's War Games match. I do like the ingredients that they've added in here. I do expect some blood. I do expect some shock. I never expect. I mean, I want surprises. I don't expect the surprise because it's just the way WWE is nowadays. But I think I don't know how one team could win cleanly. Lose, because it's War Games. You could win any way you want. But I don't know how any team could win cleanly and then it leaves you satisfied. the good guys winning. They did, last time with the new bloodline versus the old bloodline, which was better just because there was more story in there. It meant more. But that was different. Again, it meant more. Here it doesn't as much. It's not as there's not much. There's a bunch of intertwined stories. There's a bunch of little, crisscross stories here and there, but there's nothing really like one team and one team. They hate each other. They've been battling each other for almost a year, and now they're going to face off in war games. So I don't know if anybody could win cleanly in the environment of war games and it come out as like, wow, that was awesome, satisfied, thank you. I think something shocking needs to happen where everybody kind of goes, what the WTF? And I brought it up earlier, and I know it's way out of left field, and I thought about it as I was doing that show earlier with the guys. And again, shout out to Two Raw for SmackDown and the Randy A podcast, Adrian, Tony, Frankie, Stan, Sean, but the biggest shocking thing, the best thing that could happen. And remember, I told you my perfect war games would have been Paul Heyman guys, Punk, Lesnar, Roman Reigns. I told you that before. And then of course you could have put Braun and Bronson Reed in there. But we didn't have that. That's fine. But I think you could do Roman Reigns, and I think it would make sense. And imagine, because remember I told you the WrestleMania trailer, which I did like. I think Sean said that I wasn't happy with the trailer. I didn't mind the trailer. I liked it. I thought that it kind of hinted at what the main events at WrestleMania could possibly be. And I think, with that being the four guys that were in there was Cody, CM Punk, Roman, and Brock. What if the story is Roman and Brock standing tall at the end of this match, Roman turning on his own team, them both standing over Cody and CM Punk, and then lifting the titles with Paul Heyman standing between them? Imagine the power. Paul Heyman says he's the greatest manager of all time, and he more than likely is, with Bobby Heenan being a close second. I'm a Bobby Heenan guy. Go figure. But I love Paul Heyman. But how great would one be if the world champion was Roman or Brock, maybe Brock, and the WWE undisputed champion was, or maybe Roman would be the world champion and then Brock would be the WWE champion. Think about that picture for a minute, and Paul Heyman being both those guys' advocates. That would be so much. And then now that's the power struggle, because then you go, well, what's happening now? Well, okay, we got to build up Braun Breaker. We got to build up LA Knight, or we got to build up these young other guys to grow and get to take these spots, whatever. That's the chase. How can we overtake Roman and Brock and Paul Heyman's reign over WWE? I know it's way out of left field, but again, the more I think about it, the more it makes way too much sense. And I know it's more than likely not going to happen, but that's what I think should play out tonight. I think that would be the best way to end Survivor Series, where you and I are texting tomorrow morning, because I know you'd be out, but texting tomorrow morning and then talking about, holy crap, we need to discuss this, or you're going to discuss it on Thursday and then we'll follow up on Saturday. But I know everyone's going to be talking about it if that's the way it wraps up tonight. It's not going to be a whole, we all tweet about it right after. I'm mad, you're happy, I'm sad, you're glad, blah, blah, blah. No, this is where we talk about it tonight. We talk about it tomorrow. We talk about it this week, talk about it next week. And this could possibly set up WrestleMania season or even pass beyond that.
I think you're getting you're talking yourself into a bad time. Like, yeah, all these things are going to happen, bro. Hey, on the plane, when I'm in Tampa International Airport in September, waiting for my flight to Vegas, guys, I'm going to hit Black 29. I'm going to throw $100 on Black 13 when I get there. It's going to hit. I'm going to double up. I'm going to go hit the poker room. You know what? I'm going to hit blackjack after that. And I watch this video and it's going to double my money real quick. I learned the cadences. I know how to do it. And you know what, Bobby, on top of that, after all that, I won my millions of dollars. And I'm going to go place. I got my bookie. He's got some insiders, and I know all the winners for my Sunday games too. And I'm going to win so much money in Vegas, and I can't wait for it to happen. It never happens, dude. Never happens. But it's fun talking about it. It's so fun talking about it. But it never happens. Realistically, what we're going to get is maybe Drew McIntyre, Claymore, and Brock Lesnar. because they need something to do. Drew's stale. Brock and Drew can have a great story with fans in attendance. That'd be cool. We might get Logan Paul screwing over CM Punk. They might feud after this, right? That's already been set up. We're going to get little feuds coming out of this, with the bigger picture being down the road for WrestleMania, but that hasn't been painted yet. We don't know. Clearly, with the booking of War Games, you think that they thought about WrestleMania yet? They just got War Games booked 2 weeks ago, and they've had months to prepare. And don't give me this, well, Seth Rollins got hurt. The women's side is the most pieced together Frankenstein match anyone can think of. There was no injury that delayed that at all. That was just put together poorly. What I'll say this is we're going to get a lot of stories out of this match, but realistically, we're not going to get everything. We're not. But we're going to get a lot of little stories, and I can't wait for it. I really hope we get someone on that. We think the babyface team's going to implode. What if it's the heel team? What if it's Drew being fed up with Brock? What if it's Brock? What if it's Braun Breaker? You put a cowboy hat on my head, so I'm going to spear you through this table, Brock Lesnar. What if it's the heel side that implodes? And that's where the baby faces get over. I couldn't imagine WWE wanting both their main champions losing on the same team in the same night. Your champions must be losers if they can't be coexisting together. Your two best people, your two best players can't beat these guys. I couldn't imagine those guys. Now I'm talking myself into the baby faces winning. Anyway, I think the heels implode because we expect the babyface to implode. How about that, Bobby?
Boring.
I know.
I don't give a damn what Drew McIntyre, come on, dude. I don't know. I know. But either way, my point stands in regards of this, that this has to end. The only way this will leave you satisfied at the end is with some kind of shock factor to it. However that may play out. And hopefully, and I know we brought up on Two Raw for SmackDown, where it was brought up about Rock and whatever, I never hold my breath in regards of that. But I would love to see, I the more I think about it, and I know I'm saying myself up to this point, but I don't expect it. I'm just saying, I think that would be a really cool scenario. And I think I would jump out of my flops, man. I'd be like, whoa, there it is. That would be epic. I'm a little pissed off though, because Roman just beat the hell out of me with the Usos and Sami Zayn at a bloodline match, and I was Brock Lesnar, and it was for the WWE title. And I said, okay, I wonder who's gonna come out for Brock. Well, my mistake. Nobody likes Brock. Nobody showed up. I got jumped. I got spear here, spear there, haluva kick. I got Superman. I was fighting. I was doing the whole the suplex city, but it just wasn't working. So that was funny, but I think that would be a cool way to finish. But I'm with you in regards of, I think you're with me though in regards of there should be a way, there should be some kind of shock moment. We did differently. I don't see the baby faces winning this match. It would not make any sense. It would not be feel good. I don't want to see Cody and Punk and Roman and all them celebrating. No, yeah. the heels. Right. Yeah. We're good. Yeah. I don't want to see this again. That was awesome last year. That was good. That we need, right? But the original one when he came back. But the heels need to win tonight. That would be the best way to end it, but it has to be with some kind of shock factor. Not with a big return, but maybe with just a turn. And we'll see it. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, we will see. I'm excited. Guys, if you're excited for this, you're going to be excited for the post show Thursday night. Your boy Josh Kimmel, that's me, with Chris Koffler and Miami Clutch PE. We'll be talking about everything that goes down at Survivor Series and the Raw following Survivor Series. We were not live the last 2 weeks in a row. Had a hockey game, and Clutch had plans, so we couldn't do it on the next Friday. And then it was Thanksgiving, so we took the long 2-week vacation, man. We much needed it. I think we needed a recharge. We don't need a recharge. We're just getting started here at the Finstock Sports Network. Wonderful show, Bobby. Wonderful. I know that you're wrong on some of your predictions, but you tried your best, and it's gonna, believe in your dreams. It's cool.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I love doing this with you. And I will say talking about a post show, guys. If you after Survivor Series,
yes.
if you want to react, if you're mad or happy or sad or glad, make sure we won't be live, but you go check out the Rainy Day podcast, 2 Raw for SmackDown. Those guys will be live reacting to the big show. Hopefully they're sitting there going, damn, man, Bobby had it right. I doubt it, though, and that's okay. I enjoy being the heel, brother. Stanley Media says, Sean Stanley says, we all set ourselves up for disappointment in wrestling because we all have our ideas of how it should be play out depending on our preferences, what makes wrestling so, yeah, 100,000%. And I will say, Sean, that is so true, but at the same time, that's why I tell people, just enjoy the show. We all want things to go a certain way, but this is wrestling, brother. Just sit back, enjoy. It's like this is why, like when Star Wars came out, people were like, oh, the new Star Wars sucked. Just sit back and enjoy. We all knew how we wanted it to go. Just let's enjoy the damn show. So anyway, tune in after Survivor Series, the Rainy Day podcast with Adrian and the crew as they react live or raw reaction to Survivor Series Thursday night. Real Talk Wrestling with Josh Kimmel, Clutch, and Chris Koffler, or El Ginger Americano talk Survivor Series, and then Josh and I will be back next Saturday with another edition of No Holds Barred Wrestling. That I'll be live again tomorrow. If you guys are Dolphin fans, join me at 11 a.m. Eastern time here on FTSN for the Fins Talk pregame show. Dolphin Saints. We'll discuss we believe Miami's going to win. We'll talk about the latest storylines, who's back, Austin Jackson, Darren Waller, doesn't matter. We'll see. And then, of course, I'm alive tomorrow night for the post game. So please join us then and let's talk some football. Until then, that's Josh Kimmel. I'm Bobby Melendez. Like and subscribe, hit that elbow, and enjoy Survivor Series. Peace.